Hi everyone, welcome back to Pine Hollow Auto Diagnostics. Today we have a Chevy Silverado 3500 dually dump truck. Has a gas engine, the 6-liter V8, and yep, there you go, 6-liter. Only 40,000 miles in this thing. I guess it just sits most of the time. And what's the customer complaint? He said it used to run a lot smoother and it used to have more power. Now it says it shakes, he presses on the gas to check. Engine light starts flashing. Okay, this sounds like a misfire problem. By the way, it's a 5-speed manual dump truck. That's pretty cool. What do we have stored in the engine computer? P0171 fuel system lean bank 1 and P0300 engine misfire detected. So not quite clear just yet exactly what's going on. We need to go log into Chevy, look at the misfire counters, and we'll see why it's setting a P0300 instead of a cylinder specific code. So under engine data display, we're going to go to misfire data and just click current misfires 1 through 8. Okay, graph those. Again, it's a 2003, so it's just single wire communication here. So it's fired up. So you can see cylinder 1 and cylinder 8 are counting up. Does that mean you have a misfire on both cylinders? Well, no, it does not. Seat of the pants, it just feels like a single cylinder misfire. Looks like it's mostly on cylinder 1. And that's because you want to take a look at your firing order. One 18726 So if number 1's misfiring, sometimes the crankshaft position sensor picks up that number 8 is misfiring. You always want to look at the first one if you have a pair of cylinders that's misfiring. So number 1 is our culprit. Right from the truck here, first thing you want to do is, do we have compression on all 8 cylinders? Just a quick listen to the cranking in clear flood mode. And shut the truck off, push in the clutch. Oh, you got to push the clutch and the gas to the floor. Ready? Okay, sounds perfectly normal. We don't hear a da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Compression is fine. So is it going to be fuel or spark? Let's jump under the hood. Okay, so here's ignition coil number 1. There's fuel injector number 1. Everything's easy to get to, just beautiful. So you can use the engine computer to your advantage. Unplug injector number 1. See if it sets a code. Code set right away, P0200 injector circuit fault. Okay, so at least electrically, the injector seems to be fine. Unplug the coil. It sets a P, whatever the equivalent is for coil control circuit fault. So, okay. What's the next easiest thing to do is pull out the spark plug wire and put a tester on it and see if there's a spark coming from the coil through a tester. Let's see what happens. See that? Yep, looks like a nice spark. One thing I noticed, if you look at the spark plug, I don't know if you can pick this up. Let me shine some light on it. What do you see right here? You guys see that? It's like the tip of the spark plug is moving. The tip of the spark plug is going like this. I think we found our problem. Let's do a visual inspection of the spark plug, see if we can get it out. But just if I touch it with my finger, it's just loose. Like the tip is loose. Do we have a broken spark plug? It's not a loose spark plug because otherwise it would affect compression a lot and we have a partial misfire. I think that's a broken spark plug. Let's pull it out. Could be a almost no parts required fix here. Well, no tools required almost. It's spinning right out with my hand. Let's extract it. Okay, there we go. Let's see what's going on here. So I'm noticing the gap here looks very excessive, but the spark plug is in one piece. It was just very loose in the cylinder. It smells like gas. What the heck? Let's install it correctly. I'll check the gap and see what happens. Alright, so I'm looking at the OEM spark plug gap spec, 1mm. And here I have a brand new spark plug that I just have in stock for these GM trucks because it's kind of a common issue. Let's take a micrometer, measure the gap on the new spark plug. Brand new OEM. So they're there. Almost exactly 1mm. Let's measure the gap on the plug we just took out. 1.5mm. Okay. Why would that be? I don't know. And look at the printing on the spark plug. Is this an OEM plug? Or is this an Amazon knockoff? Well, the font is definitely very different. It's like big. This one is not big. So I'm not exactly sure, but I know this gap is way too big. So I'm going to try to close that up, reinstall the plug, and see what happens. So for that, you need spark plug gapping tool. And we'll just bend this electrode down. I mean, that looks weird. It looks like it's too long to begin with. Okay, about 0.9, about 1mm. So that should be a lot happier. Let me reinstall that and tighten it down. See if the truck runs fine. Now I put the spark plug in the wire. I'm just going to ground it out. It's going to be a little loud. It's going to blow the, there's nothing plugging the hole. I just want to see a spark in the plug to verify that this spark plug can actually function. Good enough for me. Let's pop it in and see how it runs. Alright, here we go. Everything's plugged in. Let's see if the truck is happier. Still a little shaky. Let's go back, look at stick shifts. This is a good indicator of misfiring. So yeah, still cylinder number 1. And cylinder number 8. Do a quick cylinder drop test. No difference. Cylinder number 3. Cylinder number 8 over here. Yeah, cylinder number 8 is definitely contributing. Nothing. Crazy. Alright, right from the driver's seat, we can do a fuel injector balance test. We don't even need to hook up a fuel pressure gauge. We can just see if they all click. Alright, let's be scientific here. I got a fuel pressure gauge installed. Very easy to do. Starting at 50 psi, let's do our fuel injector balance test one more time for all 8 cylinders. And I did a visual inspection, and half the injectors, the little clips weren't installed properly. You could just pull off the connector. Someone was doing some sloppy work, so let's try injector number 1. Okay, we got a prime, starting at 52. Pulse it. About 46, 52 to 46, so it's flowing a little bit. Okay, so we'll record that and move on to the next one. Alright, let's do injector number 2. Prime the fuel system. Start at 52 psi. Now I hit yes. Come on. Come on, THINKTOOL. Alright, I got number 2 to work. Look at that. 25 psi instead of 46. Crazy, crazy difference. Alright, let's try number 3. Okay, prime. Start at 52. Come on, THINKTOOL. I'm just having a little rough day here. Yes. 28. I'll write that down. That's still kind of a substantial difference here. Now, did they install all new Amazon injectors? Who knows? I'm going to call the owner once we finish this test, get some history on this vehicle. Alright, here goes number 4, starting at 52. Yes. Okay, 28 seems to be the favorite number so far. Okay, here's number 5. Yes. 28. Okay, great. Let's try number 6. Okay. Okay, 28. Good. Number 7. About 28. That's good. Finally, injector number 8. Okay, starting at 52. And yes. 28 on the money. Alright, now we're going to start the truck, clear it out. 28, 28, 28. So not just number 1 and 2. Number 1's definitely clogged up. I want to do number 2 one more time, see if that was an anomaly. Alright, let's go in a row. We'll just do the first few here. Okay. Let's try injector number 1. And yes. 46. Okay, so our first number was accurate. Alright. Let's try injector number 2. And yes. 26 or 27. So that's close enough. There's a slight discrepancy there in number 2. But number 1 is our culprit. So very neat test on GMs where you can pulse the injectors right from the scanner if your scanner works fine. So needs a number 1 injector, no question about that. I'm going to quote the customer and also give him a little interview of what was done to the truck. Next day, back to the big Chevy. We got a GB Reman fuel injector from Fisher Auto Parts. This is less than half the price of a brand new OEM injector, which costs over 200 bucks from GM. So we're going to give this a shot. So all we got to do, Chevy makes it pretty easy, is just take off these 8mm bolts for the fuel rail, and someone's already loosened that one. So as I said, this truck is not a virgin. And by the way, I did talk to the owner. He said they replaced all the fuel injectors and all the spark plugs with questionable parts. So I told him, we'll get this injector replaced. Your truck will run pretty smoothly. But those spark plugs, I don't think they're original AC Delco. That spark plug gap was giant. So I told him, for reliability and not to cook your ignition coils, you want to put in the correct spark plug. So he'll do that on his own. Let's just change this injector. Alright, so pretty straightforward here. The fuel rail just kind of loosens and injectors should come up. Well, we're after number 1 here. Let's see if I can just wiggle that sucker out. Make sure there's no fuel pressure so you don't get sprayed. There we go. Oh, we got some leakage out of the rail. There it is. You tell me, is this OEM GM injector 717113553? Maybe, maybe not. I don't see any debris in the screen. But we know it's not working. It sounds different. Delphi. Alright, it's a Delphi unit. I'm going to pop this in, see how it runs. Okay, new injector's in. I checked all the clips, all the connectors, fuel rails are bolted down, everything's nice and tight. Let's fire this thing up and then we'll do a quick injector drop test, make sure number 1 is now the same as all the other ones. Alright, here we go. Right here, something leaking. No, we're good. It's just this bed is full of water. Alright, let's see if she fires up. Chevy Thunder. It's run better already. No more shaky. We'll take it for a spin. Let's fire this thing up and oh yeah, it's much happier. So the eBay parts cannon, I don't know what the original problem with this truck was, but whatever, even if they fix it, they introduce another problem because hey, how can a brand new GM injector be faulty? I don't buy it. I think it's aftermarket. Alright, let's start with injector number 3. Drop down to 45, okay. Injector 1. $46. So keep in mind this is cold fuel now. So the readings can be drastically different. Remember yesterday we dropped to like 28, now we're only dropping to 46. But the injector is definitely working now. I won't do all of them. About 46. So it's even. Perfect. We'll take this truck for a spin. Call a guy. Come pick it up. Alright, here we go. Nice and smooth. We'll look at our fuel trims here once they wake up. Might as well put some oxygen sensors in here. Some fuel trim data. Bank 1 sensor 1, bank 2 sensor 1. Alright, so now we can see bank 1 is perfectly happy. Long term's at 0, short term's around 2%. Bank 2 is around 12% positive. Those are running a little lean. Why is that? Well, now let's take it for a spin. Maybe there's something up with bank 2. Let's take this hot rod for a rip. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Runs like a Chevy. So long-term trims actually look pretty happy. Think to think. There is an exhaust leak, so that could potentially be messing with Think too. You know, idle. Awesome. Alright, so thought it was going to be easy. Nope. Defective injector. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen an OEM defective injector in one of these. But if the customer fired the aftermarket parts cannon, anything's possible. So thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.